How you doing, bro?
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top...
Oh, so he does have to start. Okay. I'll give him the first few starts.
Your team's not going to benefit at all.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean...
Kind of party, bro.
blitz taken on the 25. A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. That catch by number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just starts to ramp up.
And when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing undefeated. And they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
Here's 2nd and 7. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Back to throw again. This will be caught at about the 6. Touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Golden Eagles go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. See if they can do better here on this drive. And Ball going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here. That comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
This defense strong in that victory from a week ago.
Yeah, definitely in top form and pitched a shutout, as a matter of fact. That's the cherry on top of a great week of preparation. And you know what? These guys are eager to keep it going. So
He can't escape, and down he goes. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame. On now to punt, Brad Robbins. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away.
Oh, if you want to. Oh. Ooh, he juggled that. Okay. Took a lot of time off this clock, bro. Ooh. Got him. How we doing, viewers? Thanks for tuning in. What's going on with you today? Oh my, got him. Okay, good. Whew. Ah, free kick. I mean, y'all getting paid for this. My Eagles is doing good right now, bro. Yeah, boy. You just ain't the same when you rapping. 500 yards passing for the quarterback, baby. How you like them apples, homie? Let's get it. Get him. There we go. I love time of possession. Ooh, okay. That stops the clock. Got him. Gosh, 600 passing yards for Jake. Not bad. Yeah, they got Jamar Chase, of course. Oh, he will be coming back in. Okay.
Teams practice this situation, and this time the guys on offense won, and in a very nice way. What a run from
That's
that
funny.
position on their own goal line.
Gave them some good breathing room.
I wonder now, do you still stack the line of scrimmage, or do you play normal defense? They may have backed them off with that run.
So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Cotton, and a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Up the middle they go. Cotton. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That good for 19 and a 1st down. He finds his way into the secondary again on this drive. They might want to try getting him down a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what do they call that? 3rd level run. 1st level being the D-line, and linebacker 2nd level, and the secondary the 3rd. When you block it up well and you make the secondary do all the tackling, that will wear on a defense.
On 1st down, Cotton. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And some room to roam now. And they will finally get to him down at the Bengals 24. 31 yards there to 1st down. Now a handoff up the middle. Cotton on a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Cotton. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 1st rushing touchdown on the year. And the Golden Eagles drive the entire length of the field, 99 yards for the score. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their 1st possession of this 2nd half. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Burrow will throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Here's Burrow. A short one here, caught by McBride. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. The Bengals bring out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals. There's just something magical about breaking that barrier.
And he's right there on the doorstep now. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. And now a 1st chance for the backup here to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 35.
And that last throw puts him over 5,000 yards passing now on the season already. Some rarefied air with numbers like that.
But don't keep the oxygen just for yourself. Pass some over to me, my friend, because given the fact he still has a number of games remaining on the schedule, that number's going to go sky high.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. They'll look to throw again. That is caught inside the 5. Touchdown! From 17 yards out. And the Golden Eagles have got it on cruise control.
Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably going out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. And he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They find some open field here. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. Now back to throw. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now a throw here, hauled in. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Room to maneuver at the 35.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 26. His record-setting ball game just continues. I mean, we're getting into silly territory here. He is closing in on 400 yards. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 12 more yards there and another first down. Back to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Golden Eagles get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Now the try here for the point after.
Oh, shit.
And the lead grows even
larger
here in the third quarter. So the drive there took 6 plays. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Well, the Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still is not.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Pressure comes and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Now Burrow.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The punt team on now. It's from their end zone. They get it away. And he fields it cleanly. And he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down. Looking to throw. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They'll drop to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. Looking left side, he's got it complete. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. And he's got it.
Oh, he caught it. Wow. That was okay.
This is turning out to be that time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first.
Oh, that was an incomplete pass.
He'll drop to throw.
Interesting.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
It's caught at the 7-yard line. Touchdown. A great effort there. With touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Golden Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. 2 yards on the pickup there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now it's Burrow. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They'll look to set up his blockers. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city.
Okay, that didn't go as expected. Oh, I know what I could do. Wait a minute. Hold on, buddy. All right, now let's try it.
Who's going to win the MVP?
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
Here's 3rd and 6. Back to throw. That'll be caught by James. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. They'll look to throw now on first down. James has got it. Complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and a yard. They're going to look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Golden Eagles have 11-0 in their sights as they add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now, here come the Bengals.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
T. Higgins is the intended target.
And it's third down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. He couldn't get away there on third down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be...
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I didn't lie. All right.
Listen, you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. And we'll see what he can do on the return.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. They don't.
Let me see something real quick on my YouTube channel. All right, good. Okay, I'm good.
Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. That one's complete to Tomlinson.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they topped 30. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yep.
He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's James. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 21. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. They'll look to throw again. Oh, he's got a man wide.
Wow.
Complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But
do they?
And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get.
All right, thanks for watching, guys.
So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Brooklyn, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.